Hello, everyone. Welcome to Aquarius Truly, starring me, Lisette Serrano. Today, we have a guest. For those of you listening just on Spotify that don't know that there's somebody else on the camera with me. Oh my God, speak.
Hi, hello. I'm Sage. It's so nice to be here and be able to talk to you guys. I'm so excited.
No, I'm so excited to have you. Guys, what's tea is that we weren't even planning on doing this. Like, we literally just went to get tacos and then we were talking and then I was like, where's the microphone? Why are we not recording this? Like, girl, we have so much tea to get into, actually.
And I can't wait.
I look like I'm like researching points right now because literally the setup was a struggle. I don't even know how we were able to manage and like do this without it looking crazy. I hope it doesn't look crazy, and if it does, I don't know, girl, like deal with it.
Bear with us.
Like please bear with us. Oh my gosh. Turns out me and Sage have the same life dating wise, which is so
Tragic.
Tragic, terrible. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into so much of it. Do you have any socials that you would like to tell the audience to follow you?
Oh, yeah, of course. You guys can follow me on Instagram at Where's the Sage, and I also have a YouTube channel, which will probably be linked in the bio.
Oh my God, period. Slay. And Sage does vlogs and is literally, I told Sage this actually, where I was just like, this is my coolest friend, honestly. I'm being so dead ass. Like, you're so cool.
You're cooler than me.
Girl.
And that's why I'm honored to be here.
Girl. Also, for those of you that don't know, I'm 5'3". Sage is not 5'3", but it looks like we're the same height right now because I just found out that my chair goes up. So I literally had to move it up to like have the camera angle not be nasty and embarrassing just because I'm literally a little munchkin. And Sage is so great and tall and fantastic as well. That'll be what the episode is called. Sage is a great person and Sage is fun.
And tall.
Oh my God.
I just want to let you guys know I am single. And we'll explain why soon.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Where should we even begin? We decided to take it upon ourselves to make the dumb decision of stalking our exes, which y'all know that is a recipe for disaster, especially when your ex is the worst. And come to find out for my ex, because we both had to look on each other's phones to find.
We're not crazy, I promise. I mean, if you know, you know. Sometimes you just have to take a peek.
Exactly. And I don't think there's anything wrong with taking a little peek.
No, because it's a reminder of your strength and resilience.
Exactly.
Right.
Us justifying being complete freaks. It's fine. But we had to look through each other's phones on it, not looking like stalking, like we had to search their Instagrams on each other's phones because we're both blocked. Well, actually, it's still a mystery of whether or not I am blocked. I know that I did the blocking first.
Yeah.
So I still don't know to this day if I am blocked.
I have a mutual blockage situation.
But I feel like there's so much more peace in that.
Yeah.
Or not. Like, I don't fucking know. But whose ex did we even see first? Like, who?
I think I might have brought up mine first, yeah.
And then that's where the night just...
We started thinking.
You see, we started thinking. And that is always where shit just, like, goes downhill. But, yeah, we saw Sage's ex.
Right. Where do I begin? So me and this man, we met in acting school, and this is the part I did not mention earlier. So I guess a little juicy.
A little surprise.
Aquarius truly exclusive, babes. And you know,
Patreon. Subscribe to our Patreon.
right.
Bro.
So yeah, I met this man in acting school, and I guess that's red flag number 1. Red flag number 2 was he is Dominican. I'm Dominican. I can vouch for the fact that our men are, can I say Are we gonna get demonetized for that? Can we bleep it?
We're not even monetized. We'll bleep it out, and y'all can figure out what the hell she just said. That word.
They're complicated to deal with, and that's putting it lightly.
That is literally such an understatement.
Yeah, no man in the history of my family has ever stayed or had their stuff together. So, yeah, I meet this guy, and we graduate, and we start talking over the internet, and we ended up meeting up one night, like in December, like 2 years ago, and I start seeing him because we just like completely clicked or whatever, and I had my little crush on him. Like, he was a cutie, I guess, at the time. Don't let this gas your head up, because
yeah.
if ever.
Because that's my thing. He, in the older picture, from what I inferred from my research from the older pictures, I would say, yeah, a cutie. And then, I don't know what happened. He just got really ugly.
Well, life weathers you.
Literally, life weathers you. Go on.
Yeah, so we're seeing each other for about like a month or two, and then one night we're out, and we're basically telling each other that we love each other really soon, because it's very intense.
Love that.
And I had noticed 1 or 2 times that we had gone out, there was a girl texting him, and I was always very curious about that. So this night that we spoke about our feelings to each other, he admitted to me that he was living with his ex.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon.
I know. Red flag. Red flag.
You know what's crazy? You're not the first person to have told me this. Like,
see, in my eyes, my best friend at the time was living with her ex before that, and they were done.
Yeah.
They just lived together, and he was on his way out.
Like,
you know, yeah.
But it was like continuous. Like, they were still.
No, I mean, yes and no. He told me that she was moving out by February, and this was like in December. And she moved out like a little bit before that, like around the time that he told me she would. So I was like, okay, they truly, like, obviously when he told me that, I'm not stupid, you know. I was like, do they sleep together? Like, he's seeing her every day.
What was that situation? Like, did they at least have different bedrooms? Like,
I'm not sure. He told me that they did. When she moved out and I arrived to his apartment and like checked it out and stuff, it was a 1-bedroom. There was another room in the back where she could have slept, but I just don't. I don't know. And also, he's a liar, so. Right.
Oh, Dominican.
This is really dark. So she left, and I was like, he was honest with me about that.
Yeah.
And, you know, cool. So we continued dating. And, yeah, I guess it just got to the point where I was asking him to make things official. You know.
I love that game. It's so much fun. I love when you have to beg and beg and beg, like, to be exclusive with a man.
Let me tell you guys, this is a cautionary tale.
Don't date Dominican men.
Don't ask someone to be official, and if they keep telling you that they don't like labels,
then perhaps
maybe
they don't like you.
Maybe. Right. However, I persisted.
Which is not your fault, by the way, because I don't know. I will always blame men at the end of the day for leading women on. So I'm like, in my heart, you're not the villain. And yeah, don't blame yourself for bad decisions in the past.
Right. So I'm asking him to be official. It's been a couple months. We're close. We're like taking pictures and photos together. And then it gets to the point where I actually accidentally posted a video or a photo of us on TikTok. It was like complete accident. And it showed up on his ex's For You page.
Uh-oh.
And
The one he was living with?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And the way that she approached me was very like angry and rude. And looking back now, I can understand, because now that I've dealt with what I've dealt with from him, I'm like, this is why she was so angry. However, she was calling me things that I am not, like a pill popper. She said that I got my body done and I had fake lips. None of this is true. So I was like, okay, she's a little nuts. Like, that's what I thought, which normally I don't, you know?
Maybe she has filler.
He made her go crazy.
Yeah.
That's my conclusion, you know, and I respect her and I forgive her.
Oh my God. We forgive you, Queen.
And I'm sorry for not heeding your warning.
We forgive you, Queen. We love you if
Round
you're
of
out
applause.
there.
Right. How do I put this to a head? We get into a very serious relationship after a while. Yikes, guys, actually, don't judge me. I guess like a year into our relationship, I found out that he had slept with someone else, again via TikTok.
Wait.
Again, I showed up on this girl's For You page, and we had gone to acting school together as well, and we spoke on the phone, and she was like, yeah, he was at my house, and he slept with me, and this and that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. Yes, you did tell me this. I was like,
Right.
I was shocked for a second. Then I was like, oh, wait.
It's
It's always shocking to hear.
I let
honestly.
myself convince myself that it wasn't that serious, because he technically never asked me to be his girlfriend. Right. So I forgave him, and I was also going through a lot. My mom was very sick with cancer and stuff, and then we ended up working it out, and like a couple months after that, he ends up moving in with me. And this is where it gets a little
This is where men become probably
Monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This I think is one of the worst that I've heard, like from a person.
Right. And I just want to preface, like, I never thought I would be the type of person to be in a relationship like this or withstand the things that I did. I just never pictured it.
Yeah.
And this, like, regardless of all the things that I'm saying right now that are obviously, like, so red flag, like, this guy was actually my best friend for a long time. Which is crazy.
Right. No, it's crazy when you have that realization with just like a dude that like literally ends up being the worst and ends up being terrible and manipulative, and it's like y'all were in love. Like,
And
at
that's
some
what's so scary.
point. Like, it's no, it's a scary thing. That's kind of what was tripping me out in the car when I was just like driving, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe like at some point we loved each other, and like this person is like the cause for so much of the anxiety that I have today. And it's like at one point you're in love with them.
Yeah, and it's like what allowed you to, like,
let that go on. Like,
yeah.
That's why love scares me so much. And that's why I'm like, I will not be in love for the near future. I refuse. Y'all, I mean it. Like, y'all, I'm not even kidding. But
Amen to that.
yeah.
Got some healing to do.
We've got some healing to do, and that's okay.
Putting it lightly.
I'm dead.
But yeah, so yikes. This is the funny part. Like, this is the part about like omens and like listening to your intuition. Like, it got to the point where like this man was just giving me a stomach ache like every time I was around him.
Oh my God.
And I was
Did
sweating
he ever
and
give
nervous.
you a UTI?
No. But
Interesting.
I've had that happen before with like, side note.
Like, yeah.
There was this one guy I used to hook up with when I was younger, and like we only hooked up like 2 times, or
Right.
3 times, but all 3 times he gave me a UTI. And this was like years apart.
No way.
So I was like, it's you.
It's your...
Ew. Sorry, guys.
It's my body, but you're the problem, and you're causing this.
By the way, go to the gyno.
Go to the gyno. Sponsored by...
Gynos
Rejuve.
everywhere.
Sponsored by Rejuve Gynecology in Cranford.
Slay.
You're welcome.
I'll go visit.
Oh my god.
Right. So, me and my ex decided to move in together because we were so in love. We were so in love. We didn't want to be apart from each other. He lived in Queens. I lived in Jersey. My mom was very sick. I didn't have time to be traveling like 2 hours from home to spend time with him. And then I would get so much anxiety because I was so far from home. And I felt like if my mom needed me, like, I didn't want to be rushing over there.
Right.
Something was like up with his apartment. It was like an illegal apartment, and it was a basement apartment.
Oh my god, this man is literally.
I mean, it's not like he like made the apartment. You know, he just lived in someone's like illegal basement apartment. Like,
You
I don't
said,
know.
"Mama, I'm in love
With
the
a criminal."
I can't. Oh Lord.
So, yeah, we decided to move in together. And at this point, he had a little operation going on. He was growing weed in his friend's basement.
Love that.
Together. He put in like $10,000 to this grow operation. Right. I was thinking like vacation,
School, loans, credit card,
dates.
dates. Because you know, buying you things.
No, I mean, not even that, but it was just like, wow, $10,000 to
Him
grow
having
weed.
that shit laying around and not using it on you. Oh,
I mean, is what it is, but it was
Diabolical.
just
Jail.
scary
Jail
because
time.
he was like, I'm an entrepreneur.
At this point, all of y'all are fucking entrepreneurs. Like, at this point, all of y'all have a business. Everybody's a doctor.
The thing is,
Everybody's an
he
entrepreneur.
did used to like take me out and
Yeah.
buy like he would spend money on like a lot of food, and we would just like go out to eat a lot. And then it got to the point where he was like, "Where do you think this money is coming from?" And oh my god, guys, oh no. Like when we first started dating, he would pick me up in a different car every weekend. Like rentals, yes.
Where did you find
Girl,
him?
acting school.
Oh my god, bro, what? In rentals? What is up with these
I was
Dominican men and their fucking rentals? What is up with that? Get a car, please. Please,
Because they can't keep a car because they drive insane.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I was very naive because I mean, when we started dating, I was 20.
Yeah.
And I'm 23 now, which is
God.
crazy.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And he, I was just so naive. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't
Right.
think he was like doing extracurriculars to get the money for these cars. I don't know. I was just like, I guess he just has a good
Running
job.
the whole fucking operation.
Like, he told me he worked at a bank, and he did, but like, not
But
like.
that's not where the main source of income is coming from.
No.
Like, let's be for real. It's your fucking weed garden.
Yeah, first it was the weed garden.
First. Oh, okay. So that's the calm part. Okay.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah, so
So weed turned into something else.
weed garden, whatever. He's in this business with his friend. His friend ends up screwing him over and like taking all his money and going to jail.
Oh, love that.
Right. And then he's just like mad as hell. And
Right.
so he ended up getting into worse things that I will not be so specific about, but things that I don't.
Context clues, guys.
Yeah, things that I don't mess with. He liked to go skiing a lot. Right. And it was dark, and it changed, like... At first, it didn't change much. He would just, like, be up all night and just, you know, like, going online, looking at weird stuff, he was always trying to find a new way to make money. So, when it comes
He
to...
said I'm an entrepreneur.
Right. So with him like staying up all night, obviously like I would start to stay up all night with him because he would be awake for weird hours and I wanted to spend time with him because I loved
Yeah.
him.
It happens.
And I was just in a really dark place, guys. My mom was genuinely dying slowly
Yeah.
and he was like the one person I was sounding off to most of
can
the
go to
time.
hell.
Talk to your friends. Talk to your friends. Be honest with your friends. If you're ever in a situation like this, do not withhold information, because I did. And I know that if I was honest with my friends about what was going on, they would have told me how crazy it sounded.
That's so true. Like, oh my gosh. I remember with my ex, like, my friends were like, why didn't you say anything to us? And it's like, I don't know. Like, you feel so alone, I feel like.
And you don't even want to like admit it to yourself.
Exactly. Yes. I remember not. Bless you. But I remember like not journaling about my scenarios because I was scared to put that on paper because
Yes.
then it's real. I didn't tell my therapist anything. Like I didn't tell my family. I just kept it completely like even away from myself.
Yep.
So it's like,
I still haven't journaled since.
girl, oh
And
girl. It's,
mind you, it's a long time.
it's oh yeah, wait, how long has it been?
Oh yeah, like I would journal sometimes when I was like in crisis, but
Yeah.
never really about him.
Right.
Yeah. So
So scary.
dark. So back to the Omen thing. So the day he moved into my apartment that I lived in my whole life, we were off no sleep, ordered a U-Haul. He's driving the U-Haul from New York to New Jersey, and once we finally get to New Jersey and we're like unloading his furniture and like the mattress and stuff,
Yeah.
it starts pouring torrential rain. And I'm off no sleep, and we don't have movers or anything. It's just me and this man carrying furniture up the stairs in my building, and I'm a fourth floor walk up. And it was like, literally God was telling me, like, my stomach was so sick and it was raining. It was like, don't do this,
Right.
don't do this, don't do this.
my
But it was like, the
God.
U-Haul's
You're
there,
I'm in
like,
love.
babe, the furniture's here already, like.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and that was the beginning of, like, a really dark period of our relationship. Like, all the cute stuff went out the window. He just got deeper and deeper into, like,
His
all the
business.
wrong type of things. Yeah, and I would just try to ignore it because I was busy, and also, like, super depressed with my mom. And I think I was working at, like, this company for a while, and then they let me go. They hired someone else, and I was super upset about it. And he was like, don't worry about it, babe. I got you. I'll cover the rent. And he was covering the rent
Girl.
for, like, a good couple months.
And then he went back to business.
Yeah.
And then he put that shit back.
I mean,
in his
he
fucking
was
business.
using the business to pay the rent. And to that, what could I say? Because Miss Girl here had no job to
Right.
support herself.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like-
It was dark. Yeah, so scary times.
scary times.
I just shut down for a second because I'm
my
like,
God.
whoa, terrifying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty much as soon as he moved in, things were just different. Like,
Right.
he wouldn't, like, sleep at night with me anymore. He would just stay up. He would leave and go to, like, Long Island and hang out with his boys. And it turns out he was just cheating on me the entire time. But when I tell you...
The moment of silence. It just got so quiet. We're like,
When I tell you guys, this man would cry and cry because, like, obviously I got to a point where he was getting in trouble a lot, and I really so badly wanted a future with this man for some reason.
yeah.
And I would tell him, like, I don't want this for you. I feel you're going to get in trouble. And he did again and again. And it got to the point where I was like, I don't know if there's coming back from this next time. Like, I am not gonna be that girl that's gonna get on a bus and go visit you at Rikers Island. It's not my journey.
And it doesn't have to be.
It's not my journey. And it doesn't have to be your journey either. Like,
We can do better than Rikers.
no, truly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and he just loved it too much. He loved the money too much. He swore that he was building something, even though really he was just, all the money he would make, he would waste it on getting high.
What a disgrace. What a waste of a human.
Right.
What a terrible. Oh my god. I am so sorry that all that happened. And like, and it's just like the timing of it too, because it's like you're obviously grieving, and for him to see all of that pain, like even before like your mom died, you know, like it's like he saw all that and was like, let me be evil, let me be a menace, let me be the worst. Like, why are y'all like that?
See, apparently his excuse
Oh
for
my
all
God.
of it is
Let's
that
hear it. His grandma died. Because that's
he
what they
has
love to
R.I.P.
fucking
Noni
say.
on his hand.
You can't be serious.
It's definitely because of his grandma, yeah. No, that's it.
Because what is no, because oh my God, I made a TikTok about this actually, where I was just saying, y'all talk a lot about men with mommy issues. Girl, it's the fucking grandma issues that you gotta watch out for. Like, men with grandma issues, I think, one, get help, obviously, and two, how come your grandma dying means that you're a piece of shit? Like, I don't see the correlation. I never understood it. I don't what? Like, why I remember when I broke up with my ex and he starts crying and he's like, I miss my grandma. Like, that was like, I shit you not, like the second thing he said. Girl, I wish I was lying. I wish I was lying. I miss my grandma. Both times that, because I tried to break up with him once and then he manipulated me into like not doing that. And both the times he mentioned his grandma and he says, I miss my grandma. And then it makes you feel a certain type of way because you're like, what feelings are you putting onto me? What is this relationship that we have?
That I'm like
it's
giving you.
Yeah, literally. I'm
Grandma?
like, it's lit. I'm like, am I giving grandma? Like, is it giving cougar? Is it giving like, am I momming you? Like, I don't understand. That is truly something that I think a lot of men have to unpack. It's so terrifying and it's why?
Sure. I'm not sure.
It's an epidemic. Like, it is literally a fucking epidemic. Oh my God, I could make a whole episode about that actually, because bro, what the fuck is
Please
good
do.
with
The
y'all?
people are waiting.
Like, literally, why do y'all have grandma issues? Like, what the fuck? I'm confused. I digress. Oh my goodness. What? Like, where were we?
Girl. Anyway, let me make a long story short for you guys because I done took up way too much of this beautiful queen's time.
Oh my God. No. You're
Sir.
literally the guest of honor.
I feel honored.
Like, shut up. Like, you're literally the guest of honor.
An honorable guest.
Literally an honorable guest, if you will.
So I believe we left off with him moving into my house and
Cheating.
Yeah. Right. So his excuse, exactly, his excuse
Oh,
for
right,
the
yeah.
cheating.
That wasn't
Okay,
the
so
grandma,
basically, yeah, it wasn't the grandma.
unfortunately.
I wish.
We would, yeah, because then I'd be like, okay, so they're all like that. Got it.
Right. So obviously he was doing all this stuff that I did not approve of, nor did I want to take part in. He would yell at me sometimes for not wanting to help him, which was crazy because why would I want to get involved with any of what you're doing or get in trouble? Like,
Right.
that's not for me, honey.
No, thank you.
So I started finally putting my foot down, setting my boundaries, like telling him, I'm done with this. I want a future with you, and it looks like you're not going to have a future at all at this point. I'm getting freaked out. And then he just kept doing what he was doing, so I would break up with him and block him for a week and stuff like that because I was just so fed up. And then obviously,
Yeah.
like, I would fold because we lived together and I loved him.
That is so, oh my God, I can't even imagine having that where like,
Yeah, don't move in with a man.
just don't move in.
Or at least let him buy you a place. I don't know.
Don't move in with,
I let him terrorize me in my home.
that's my thing. I'm just like, that must be so uncomfortable to like share a bed with someone and who is like this, and like you can't escape because even like it's obviously like a different situation, but I'm just like the times that I spent the night with my ex and we had a fight, that discomfort, I don't know how many of y'all have experienced this, but it's like when you spend the night with someone who's your partner and then you fight or have some sort of issue, you're kind of just like stuck with that issue in the bed, and like you can't really go
Yeah.
anywhere or do anything about it. I mean, that thankfully I had the luxury of like leaving, but I never left. I never left like after a fight. I would just literally stay in the bed in silence and like be turned the other way crying. Guys, abuse is terrible.
Yeah.
It takes a fucking toll on you and it makes you.
No, yeah. And it's such a like messed up cycle because you get so worked up by like how bad things are getting and you just want them
Yeah.
to be better and like fixed and back to that feeling that you had in the beginning that made you so happy and
it
in love.
deludes you. Like,
Yeah,
that
you're like-
feeling deludes you.
It's literally like an addiction because you just will be so up and then you're just looking for that fix. I don't know. It's just nuts.
Oh my God.
So yeah,
She just hit her vape.
which also I don't recommend.
Yeah, because y'all are addicted to flavored air.
Truly. So, yikes.
Love it.
Basically, this year around my birthday, I was just fed up. On my birthday, he smashed a cake in my face. He was acting really stupid. He got arrested like 2 times in the past couple months before that.
I was literally going to ask you if he's ever been arrested.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
love that. Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
That's fun.
Not into it.
Okay. Not into it. Never been my thing.
Never been my thing, yet I was somehow so deep in this. And that's why,
Right.
like, I want to say this is such a cautionary tale. Like, when you see red flags,
Leave. Leave.
leave.
Leave.
It's literally
We
better
promise.
to be alone. I
We're-
swear.
Dude, we're on the other side of it. Like, don't. What?
I saw something the other day online. It said, like, when you get on the wrong train and you realize you're on the wrong train, you don't just keep riding the wrong train.
Yeah.
You get off and you try to switch trains and,
Yeah.
like, get to where you're going. Like,
Right.
why would you stay on the wrong train? I don't know.
Girl, ugh, it's still a mystery to this day. Like, oh my freaking gosh. The type of things that, like, that I've let slide, and just, like, not even just the two of us, just, like, so many women and people in general. Like, and it literally is that addiction that you mentioned that, like, you get, I guess, an ounce of happiness or, like, a few seconds of happiness, and then you're addicted to that and are like, maybe if we do things a certain way, it will work out and it will be like that again. But it's like, unfortunately, that's just like not realistic and it sucks, you know?
Yeah.
Like, the amount of shit that I have let slide, girl, I can't even, oof.
I also think that, like, people do this thing where they'll find someone to love and stuff, and then once, like, the other person sees their flaws, they start looking for someone new to see them with those new eyes again. And I think that's really what happened with my relationship, other than, like, many other things, was that, like, I started calling him out on his shit.
Right.
And he didn't like it. He didn't want to grow. He didn't want to change as much as he promised and cried about it and, like, would fix his act up for, like, a week or two. He would always go right back. And he went and he found someone else to look at him with a fresh pair of eyes and, like, not see what I saw and what the girl before me saw as well.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Because, like, when Sage was first telling me the story with, like, living with it, or you didn't mention the living with his ex part, but when, or I guess, like, yeah, at the beginning of the episode, what am I talking about? When you mentioned that, I'm like, oh my God, villain, ill, whatever. Like, villainizing women, that's like a whole other thing to unpack. But it's like, I didn't even think about that. Like, yeah, I remember my ex said that he hated his ex and that she was like a situationship, but it was like he considered her.
Yeah, that's what he's with too. It's never that. Always try to downplay it.
Literally. But he said he said like, oh, he really hated that my ex would call me a narcissist. Like, it was like so hurtful. It's like, he told me, if you ever call me a narcissist, like, I'll break up with you and like all this stuff. And that's something I can never forgive. And now looking back at it, guys, guess what? He was a narcissist. And I just think about that girl and I'm like, maybe homegirl had a point.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Like, because I think men love to do that, where they will just like villainize the girl that came before you and say all these crazy things and be like, my ex is crazy and like she, like, fuck her and like blah blah blah, like I hate her and all this stuff. And it's like, one, you like clearly still have resentment about this person and it says something, you're still thinking about this person. But with those scenarios, they love to villainize their exes, and then when things end badly with y'all, it's like you think back to all the crazy things that they said. And like one of the things is just like, I can't believe that I didn't see that as a red flag, that like his ex literally called him a narcissist.
Aloha.
We're back to slang.
Hi, friends.
Sorry if the angle changed and like the sound and all that, guys. We're still in Mercury retrograde, so shut up. Anyway. We have literally,
It's scary.
it's scary. You guys, like the two of us were just talking about like how, what did I say in the car? Where I was just like, I can't believe I was abused. Like, I literally, also I should probably put a disclaimer at the beginning of this episode. being
Very
like,
much so. Maybe we should record. By the way, trigger warning.
Trigger warning. Yeah, I'm literally gonna like write that and just be like, by the way, if you have experienced violence of any sort, emotionally, physically, mentally, tread lightly, because we get into it all.
Right.
Like, well, at least we're speaking from experience, you know what I mean? And it's like you live and you hopefully learn. Like, hopefully,
I've learned.
Here's my thing. Like, I mentioned, this is another thing that I mentioned. I don't think I said it on the episode, but where with my situationship, the one who I very famously wrote my album about. You should all
Stream
Lover Girl. But with him, I hated that man for so long. Obviously, I wrote like 11 songs about it. I'm like, I hated him. And I was like, wow, this guy's the worst and blah, blah, blah. And like all these things. How dare he get a girlfriend after saying he didn't want a relationship? Same old song and dance, y'all know. But it's like, little did I fucking know what I had coming for me. Like, I didn't know that I was going to experience abuse. I didn't know I was gonna be in a relationship where I was shouted at, where I was blamed for every fight. Like, these are things you're not thinking about or ever think can happen to you. And I think that's the worst part, is like, as a society, we're so naive and we think that we'll never fall victim to any of these things. But it's like, no matter how you grew up, where you grew up, like, it's like anyone is susceptible to any type of abuse. And it's really sad. And like, you can grow up like completely fine, great childhood and everything, and still be exposed to those things, because it's like, it's just like, that's how master manipulators are. And that's like how they're able to operate and everything and have so much power. Like, girl, it's crazy.
I mean, it never starts out bad.
And it never starts out bad.
It's once you form the attachment that they start to like show all these traits, because I was very unaware.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing, is like, that something for anyone who hasn't experienced this, and like, thank God if you have not, it's never always bad 24/7, which is what keeps you in. Because I think the misconception that people have around like being abused by a partner or family member or anybody is that it's bad 24/7. And then they think, oh, why is this person still with them if they're so terrible and stuff? It's because it's not always bad and it's not always the worst. But it's like, you can't let like seconds of good overpower all of the terrible shit someone does. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think in these scenarios, it's so hard, and it's like everyone's different. Some people never get out of it, like me and Sage like had the bravery, thankfully, and the intelligence to like get out of it. And like I think we're both just like very tough people and are mean. You have to be mean. But no, but I think it's literally just like the two of us are just very tough individuals, and like that works in our favor in these scenarios. But like unfortunately not everyone is like that, and it's never like the victim's fault or anything. You know, like this man literally like blamed Megan for getting shot, Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, this guy too.
What?
Red flags, ladies. Okay.
Ask him what he thinks about Megan Thee Stallion.
Tory or Meg, and if he says Tory, then
run. Girl, you gotta run.
Run. Don't argue with him about it. Just go.
Like
turn around
God,
and go.
Arguments about it, having to explain like why it's wrong. I think he literally said like, well, she got herself in that scenario because she surrounded herself like with those people and all those things, like verbatim. How about you use your fucking brain?
Yeah.
How about that? Like, how about we think a little bit? How about we put on, like how I tell my 5-year-olds, like turn on your thinking caps. It's like some of y'all have to do that in real life still at your big fucking age, because girl, what the hell? Like,
and some, like, I know oftentimes we want to like give them the benefit of the doubt and like lead them to the light, but it's truly not your job.
Right.
I think it's like really important. It's crazy because, you know, obviously like we're, like you said, we're both very strong and we're both very like, we have our values and stuff that we stand very strongly by. Sorry about that.
You're good.
And I don't know, I just think before you get into a relationship, you have to really, really evaluate your boundaries and just stand so strong on that. Like, it doesn't matter how soft someone can make you feel.
No.
The minute you feel like overstepped on something, you just have to cut it for your own good.
Literally,
it's so difficult, but
it is so much. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's like none of what we're saying is easy either. Like, we don't want anyone to think that like, oh, just walk away. It's not easy to like walk out of these situations. I mean, y'all, I literally had to break up with my ex like twice. Like I couldn't even do it the first time because he yeah, girl, like it happens, because it's just like that's how master manipulators work, y'all, is they're able to like bring you back in and like keep you in and reel you in, because it's like there's this thing in psychology, I think it's called like bite kiss, where the analogy is essentially that like an animal, like they're gonna bite you, and then afterwards like they'll kiss you. And sometimes this ties into relationships, because you will like hold on to that kiss and you'll take the bites because you know a kiss will come after it.
Right.
So it's like you'll take the bad shit, you'll take the negative parts of someone, you'll convince yourself, oh, it's because he's just human, he's just he just deals with his he's just emotional. How many times have I told myself that oh, like he has a right to be emotional? It's like, bitch, there's a difference between someone being emotional with you and like literally being a terror and manipulating you. So like don't think that don't see that, don't like give them, like Sage said, like don't give them the benefit of the doubt. And it's literally so much easier said than done, but like I hope now, like I hope I learned my lesson. Those are the demons, guys. That's all the technical difficulties. I think our exes are working together. What sign was yours?
Scorpio.
Sag. What month?
October.
December. Shit, I think his birthday passed.
Good.
Not good. I wish it didn't.
Well,
I'm going to go to hell.
No.
I hope he does.
Right.
You're so funny that you said, "Can I say this word?" Like, I'm like, I'll decide whether I keep it or not when I'm editing. Like, I don't know. No, because what the fuck? But no, I think the reason why I knew his birthday passed was because my single was released around the same time. That's another thing that sucked, guys. Like, this dude was in my music video and edited my music video as well. And it's in the credits, like, edited by, and it says it. And it's like, it's haunted.
Yikes.
It's haunting. Every time I want to watch the Las Agañas music video, I literally have to be exposed to this shit. Like, tainted my whole shit. And I love that album too. Yeah. He fucking ruined it. Because he's literally a demon from hell.
Yeah, I was telling Lisa earlier, like, I feel very free not having someone's very demonic son ruining my life.
Oh my God. It is a blessing. Guys, like, please, if you are sad about being single or, like, being lonely, girl, just don't be.
Yeah, enjoy yourself.
It's like there's actually no reason to be sad because I'm telling y'all, when a man is up your booty cheeks, like, being the worst and being terrible, you, like, ruin yourself over this person. And you lose yourself to the point where it's just, like, so scary. Like, I think that's why I'm like, and, like, you know, we gotta heal this. But I think right now I'm just very much in an era where I just don't really want love. I don't see it for myself in the near future. And, like, I'm not looking for it because it's just, like, the idea of being so drawn in and all encompassed by another person is really, really scary for me right now. Because it's like I obviously just experienced it, like, not even a year ago. So, yeah, just like I just don't want to be tied to another person or associated with another person in, like, such a deep way like that again. Like, I just be...
Girl, amen to that. I'm sorry.
Like, I just be... She be...
Yeah.
She does her thing. And maybe I'll meet someone tonight to do my thing. You guys have just kicked my feet and you guys didn't even see. I was like...
It was really cute. No, yeah.
I'm just a girl.
I just think, just to be more selective with who you let in so close and maybe
and who you
not
share things with too. Like, don't share your whole life and all your traumas with another person, like, so quickly into the relationship. Like, because then... At least this isn't everybody.
Oh yeah,
but it's
girl.
just like,
I feel like I know what you're gonna say.
It's like this is it. I mean, I'm like, this happened to me, but I'm like, every situation is different. But it's just like my ex knew my traumas and, like, sort of used that against me,
Right.
And said, like, oh well, you act this way because of
XYZ
this thing that you experienced, like, when you were 11, or, like, you act this way because your parents this, and, like, blah, 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 and, like, all these things. Like, they literally will use it against you, and it's terrifying because then you're convinced that something's wrong with you because of the trauma that you've experienced. Like, whether... I don't know when everybody experiences their trauma. Or if... Yeah, and if you don't have trauma, then...
Bless.
But it's just, like, you know, unfortunately, like... childhood. I don't want to get into my shit.
I hear you.
I'm like, I had a great childhood, but I did have an incident that was not so great, not so amazing. But it's like my ex, like, used that thing against me, and, like, even things that I did as a teenager. And this man also made me feel really bad about my sexuality too. Not like being gay, like, I mean, like, just like having been a very, like, sexual woman, like, before him. He, like, really, really hated that, and hated that I ever had sex with anybody, like, that wasn't him. Right. Like, girl. And, like, I remember one time, because I'm a hypochondriac, I, like, thought I had HIV. but I showed no symptoms at all, but I was like, I have it for sure. And I'm like, I also always use a condom, but I was like so convinced I had this hypochondriac Virgo moon. Anyway, so with that, like, I remember communicating that with him and being like, hey, I'm scared that I have this, like, just like, you know, wanting reassurance from my partner. And he goes, well, maybe like if you didn't sleep with so many people, or maybe if you hadn't slept with so many people, you wouldn't be so worried about that.
If he had a brain, he would know that you can sleep with one person and contract. But, I mean.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, that is the reassurance that I receive when I'm like freaking out. So obviously that made me spiral even more. But it's just like all of these things. Like he slut shamed the fuck out of me. Like I had a hookup a week, not a week. I'm sorry, y'all. A month.
And if you...
And even if it was a week, that's fine because I didn't fucking know you. But anyway, I had a hookup like the month before, and it was like my one and only one night stand. That with a man. Wink. You know what's crazy? When I have sex with women, I don't like get crazy or like think weird things. Mm-hmm. But with a man, I'm like, it's like it giving insanity. I'm like,
how so?
Open the lesbian master doc. But no, I mean like I overthink a lot, or like I'll just like, it'll be such a story and I'll talk about it. But like with a woman, it's literally, I think because we have a lot to unpack with Lisette's sexuality. Just saying. And Lisette herself is still unpacking it. But when I sleep with a woman, I'm like, I think I'm just like completely satisfied and fine, and I'm not freaked out about it or worried about it to any capacity.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, it's done. And I don't really talk about it much. But with men, I don't know why. It's like yap, yap, yap. And like, it's always like such a weird thing. Unpack it. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I'm just a girl. I don't know, guys. That's why that's where my gay comes out. Look at my shirt. Like, but with my one and only white stand, my one and only nightstand, who was with a Dominican man. It's an epidemic, I'm telling you. With him. This is such a crazy story. Oh my God, my parents are gonna kill me.
I'm so sorry.
This is about to be so hilarious. I am so sorry, Mom and Dad. Honestly, skip this part. But with him, it was in his car in the Bronx. He like drove it there. Like from there, I'm not even saying all the details. Literally we're there all night. Like went to CVS, got more, you know what, blah blah blah. Yeah, y'all know. And then so the funny thing with this guy is we also had the same birthday.
Oh.
Which I was like, weird, whatever. I didn't think much of it. I'm not I don't know. I made myself delusional about like the stars and men at one point in my life that now I'm just like, I just let shit be. I still, obviously, astrology is very real for me.
It's a good tool.
Like, it's a great tool, but I'm like, I can't delude myself like I did in the past. Like, I really can't. I gotta stop. But, yeah, with this guy, literally, we were there, like, all night. Love that. And then I was planning on blocking him, obviously, because it's like, I don't know you, you don't know me. He was so fine, so yummy, so great. Love it. Like, if you're out there, well, I know his name. I remember his name. I'm not going to say it. I mean, I'm blocked. And yeah, that's the thing. I was planning on blocking him. He beat me to it. And you bitches say astrology isn't real. Tell me why we're both born on February 9th and we both had the same fucking idea that we're blocking each other and never seeing each other again. And also, I went back to my sister's apartment that night. I had one eyelash on. So that means the other eyelash must be in that car. My conspiracy theory is this. I think that man had a girlfriend and blocked me so that it's like you can't find... Because it's like, why'd you block me so quickly? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The punani was good if you were there like all night.
I mean,
like,
yeah.
Come on, like be serious. But he blocked me. I think, and now I'm like, my eyelash is just in his car. And it was like a full like thing.
Strip.
Like it wasn't like a little fucking cluster. Like it was like the full lash. So I'm just like, imagine his girlfriend's face. Just like, who does this belong to? You know what I mean? No, like, but my ex hated every time that story would be brought up because sometimes my friends like were dicks. When like had brought it up and they were like, oh my god, remember when you like were in the Bronx with like that random dude? Like, and he literally didn't talk to me for like an hour, like at the party that we were at, just like straight up ignored me. This is like a week into us being official, mind you.
Yeah, so
Illustrating so many red flags. Like, you guys, there are so many red flags, y'all. Like, for those of you listening, Sage just just showed their red shirt. But it's true, y'all. Like, there's so many red flags, and we're really just like trying to look out for y'all, like, as people who have unfortunately had to deal with these terrible men. And on that note, I cannot believe we don't shut up.
no.
You guys, we had, mind you, we've been hanging out since like 6:30, and it's like 9:30 now, and we talked the whole time while we were out, obviously, and then we come back here, turn on the microphone, and then talk some more.
Yap City.
Like, it's Yap fucking City.
Hey.
We should do what Trisha and Tana did and call it fucking Yap City. Like, bro, hello. Latina Trisha. Latina Trisha and Tana. Tana and Trisha.
Yeah.
But repeat your socials so that everyone can follow you and adore you.
Oopsies. Okay, so my Instagram is Where's the Sage. You can find me there. That's where I'm most active, and YouTube in the bio.
Period. If you listened to the longest episode yet of Aquarius Truly, I'm telling you, when I have someone to yap with, it's like I go on and on and on. But if you listen to the full episode, thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Continue to stay tuned. We will be having more guests. Also, this is not gonna be Sage's last time on the pod because we just literally talk so much. So literally just about anything. Your brother has to come on the pod.
Yes.
He would eat.
You guys will love him.
You guys are going to love their brother. We're like, not even, girl, don't even play. But
yeah. Thank you guys for listening.
Yes, thanks for listening. We love you, and stay safe, and don't date men from the islands. Just cautionary too. Bye.